Okay. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamsta Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, continuing Mahabharata, Kairata Parva, chapter 3 to 4 of the whole Mahabharata, chapter 27 of the Kairava Parva. Vaishampayana said, when the great-souled Pandavas lived in the Dvaitavana, a giant forest was filled with Brahmins. The giant forest was filled with Brahmins. In every direction, the lake of Dvaitavana always resounded with chants of Brahmin and became of the Brahmin and became like the world of Brahma. The charming chants of Yajus, Samas, and Riks, in poetry and in prose, were intoned everywhere by the Brahmanas and pleased the heart. The wise intonations of the Brahman mingled with the twangs of the bowstrings of the Partas, and the beautiful unity between Brahmana and Kshatriya practices radiated. One evening, when Kaunteya Dharmaraja Yudhishthira was seated and surrounded by all the rishis, Dalbya's son Baka spoke to him. O Partha, O supreme among the Kurus, look, in Dvaitavana the hour has come for Brahmanas and ascetics to kindle their sacrificial fires. Under your protection, they are observing Dharma by following secret and rigid vows. Brigus, Angirasas, Vashishtas, Kashyapa, the immensely fortunate Agustyas and Atreyas, supreme vows. All the supreme Brahmanas in the world have assembled here with you. O Partha, O Kaunteya, O Kaurava, with your brothers, listen to the words I am going to say to you. Brahmanas are enriched by Kshatriyas, and Kshatriyas are enriched by Brahmanas. Thus, rendered strong, they burn down enemies, like fire and wind together consume the forest. O son, if you wish to win this world and the next, do not wish to remain without Brahmanas. Having obtained disciplined Brahmana who knows the ways of Dharma and Artha, a king can eliminate his enemies. Having conducted himself in accordance with supreme Dharma and having protected his subjects, Bali could find no other refuge in this world other than that of a Brahmana. It was because of this that the Asura Virochana's son, that's Bali, satisfied all his desires and never lacked in prosperity. Having obtained the earth through his alliance with Brahmanas, he met misfortune when he began to oppress them. The earth and its riches do not remain eternally with one from the second Varna, who does not have a Brahmana. But right up to the boundaries of the ocean, the earth pays homage to one who is instructed by a disciplined Brahmana. Like an elephant without restraint in battle, a Kshatriya's strength declines if it is not accompanied by Brahmanas. The Brahmana has unmatched insight. The Kshatriya has unmatched strength. When the two are together, the entire world is delighted. Just as a great fire, aided by the wind, burns up dry wood, Kings, aided by Brahmanas, consume the enemy. To acquire what he has not got and to extend what he has got, an intelligent one should seek the advice of wise Brahmanas. Therefore, to obtain what you have not got, and to extend what you have got, and to obtain the right refuge, you need a Brahmana who is famous, knowledgeable in the Vedas, wise, and greatly learned. O Yudhishthira, your conduct with Brahmanas has always been excellent, and your great fame, therefore, shines in all the worlds. At this, all the Brahmanas showed homage to Bakadalbhya as he praised Yudhishthira, and they were immensely delighted. Dvaipayana, Narada, Jamadagnya, Prithushravan, Indradyumna, Baluki, Kritacheta, Sahasrapad, Karnashrava, Munja, Lavanashva, Kashyapa, Harita, Stunakarna, Agniveshya, Sonaka, Ritavak, Brihadashva, Ritavasu, Urdhvareta, Vishwamitra, Suhotra, Hotravahana, these and many other Brahmanas of rigid vows spoke to Ajatashatru, that's Yudhishthira, as you know, the way rishis speak to Purandara. 325. Vaishampayana said, one evening the Pandavas, who had gone to the forest, were seated with Krishna and were talking to each other, afflicted with grief and sorrow. That's Draupadi. The beloved, beautiful, learned, and devoted Krishna spoke these words to Dharmaraja. There is no sorrow over us in the mind of that evil, cruel, and evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. O king, when you were banished to the forest with me and your brothers, attired in deerskins, the evil-hearted and evil-minded one felt no torment. The heart of that performer of evil deeds is made of iron. Thus it was that he could address harsh words to his superior, who was supreme among those who followed Dharma. Yudhishthira, having reduced you, always used to comforts and undeserving of hardship, to this misfortune, that evil-souled one, the performer of evil deeds, rejoices with his well-wishers. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, on seeing you leave for the forest in your deerskin, there were four among all the Kurus who did not shed any tears: Duryodhana, Karna, the evil-souled Sakuni, and the cruel and evil brother Dushashana. O supreme among those of the Kuru lineage, all the others were overcome with grief, and tears rolled down from their eyes. O great king, on seeing your bed now and remembering your earlier one, I sorrow for you. You are used to comforts and do not deserve this misery. Thinking of that jeweled seat inlaid with ivory in the middle of that Shabha, and seeing this one made of kusha grass, I am consumed with grief. I have seen you in the Shabha surrounded by kings. O king, on no longer seeing that, how can there be peace in my heart? O descendant of the Bharata lineage, I have seen you anointed with sandalwood paste, as radiant as the sun. On seeing you now anointed with mud, I am losing my senses. O Indra among kings, earlier I have seen you attired in white and expensive silk garments. I now see you dressed in tattered rags. Earlier, food that catered to every kind of taste used to be taken from your house for thousands of Brahmanas on plates made of gold. O king, O lord of all the qualities, from your house you provided food to the ascetics and the homeless. O king, now that I can no longer see that, how can there be peace in my heart? O great king, young cooks who were wore polished earrings used to prepare and serve the best of tasty food for your brothers. I now see them in the forest, surviving on the fare of the forest. O Indra among men, they do not deserve this discomfort. My mind can find no peace. I see Bhimasena unhappily living in the forest, immersed in thought. As time passes, are you not suffused with anger? Are you not angered to see that Bhimasena has to perform all these tasks himself? How can your anger not increase on seeing that one who is used to happiness is now in misery? He was served in many ways, the high and the low, with vehicles and garments. How can your anger not increase on seeing him in the forest thus? That powerful lord could have killed the Kurus, but honoring your promise, Vrikodara tolerated everything. This two-armed Arjuna is the equal of the many-armed Arjuna. In the speed, that's Kartavirya. In the speed with which he discharges arrows, he is like Yama, the destroyer. O great king, through the power of his weapons, all the lords of the earth were forced to bow down at your sacrifice, tended to by Brahmanas. This tiger among men has been worshipped by the gods and the demons. Look at Arjuna, immersed in thought. O king, how can your anger not increase? Partha is used to comforts and does not deserve this unhappiness. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, on seeing him in the forest thus, I am confounded that your anger does not increase. On a single chariot he defeated gods, men, and serpents. On seeing him in the forest thus, how can your anger not increase? Through force, this scorcher of enemies obtained tribute from all the lords of the earth, extraordinarily constructed vehicles, horses, and elephants. Shooting one swift arrow, he created 500 arrows. On seeing him in the forest thus, how can your anger not increase? Nakula is tall, dark, and young, and wields the best of shields in battle. On seeing him in the forest thus, how can your anger not increase? O Yudhishthira, you have seen Madri's handsome and brave son Sahadeva in the forest. How can your anger not increase? I have been born in the lineage of Drupada. I am the daughter-in-law of the great soul Pandu. On seeing me in this forest thus, how can your anger not increase? O supreme among those of the Bharata lineage, it is certain that there is no anger left in you. Despite seeing your brothers and me, your mind is not miserable. But the sacred texts say that there is no kshatriya in the world without anger. But in you, today, I see that which is contrary to kshatriyas. O Partha, a kshatriya who does not display his energy when the time is right is always despised by all beings. Therefore, under no circumstances should you show and forgiveness toward your enemies. There is no doubt that you are capable of destroying all of them through your energy, but it is also true that a kshatriya who is not pacified when the time of forgiving arrives, is not loved by all beings and is destroyed here and in the hereafter. Do you want to go, Matula?
Well, why don't you just read the next bit and then I'll take on after that?
Okay. So 326. Draupadi said, on this, an ancient story is recounted, the conversation between Prahlada and Bali, the son of Virochana. Prahlada was Bali's father's father and was the Indra of the Daityas. That immensely wise Indra of the Asuras was one to whom all knowledge of Dharma had been imparted. O father, does forgiveness lead to welfare? or is it better to seek revenge? I have a doubt about this, so please tell me exactly by answering my question. You are knowledgeable about Dharma, so please tell me without a doubt which of these two is better. I will then do exactly as you have instructed me. On being thus asked, the grandfather answered everything exactly. That's Prahlad Tipali. He was wise and answered everything exactly so that the doubt in the question could be removed. Prahlad said, O son, revenge is not always superior, nor is forgiveness always superior. Learn the nature of both, so that there is no scope for doubt. O
Mhm.
son, a man who always forgives suffers from many faults. His servants treat him with contempt, and others are also disrespectful. All the beings never bow down before him. Therefore, the learned say that perpetual forgiveness should be avoided. Disregarding him, the servants fall prey to many sins. Those with limited intelligence try to take his riches away from him. The servants also appropriate his vehicles, garments, ornaments, beds, seats, food, drink, and all his other articles. They do not give to those to whom presents should be given, as instructed by the master to give, but fall prey to their own desires. The master is never shown the respect he deserves. To be ignored in this world is worse than death. O son, slaves, sons, servants, and even those who are not servants, speak harsh words to such a forgiving person. They abuse the forgiving person and even desire his wife. The wife, too, follows her own desire and intelligence. Even if a slight bit of punishment is deserved and it is not meted out, those lovers of pleasure will injure him and resort to evil acts. These and other faults are always associated with those who are forgiving. O Virochana's son, now listen to the faults associated with those who never forgive. If in the wrong place, or even in a right one, a person is afflicted with passion and anger and metes out various punishments on the strength of his energy, he will be clouded because of his energy and will face conflicts with his allies. He will receive hatred from the worlds and from his relatives. Because of the contempt displayed, such a man suffers loss of riches and receives abuse, disrespect, and disregard. He confronts remorse, hatred, and confusion, and creates enemies. If in anger a man inflicts different kinds of punishment on men, he is swiftly deprived of his riches, life, and relatives. If he equally uses his force on benefactors and those who wish him ill, such a man is shunned in the world like a snake inside a house. How can the world confer good fortune on someone who is shunned? People are sure to hurt him as soon as they find a weakness. Therefore, one should not always be overpowering, nor should one always be gentle. He who is gentle at the right time and harsh at the right time always finds happiness in this world and the next. Listen, I will now tell you in detail about the time when one should be forgiving. This has been recounted by the learned ones earlier and should always be followed. If a former benefactor commits a crime that is not too great, in view of the earlier favor, his transgression should be pardoned. Those who commit an offense out of stupidity and seek pardon should be forgiven, because learning is not easily available everywhere to men. Even if the offense is slight, an offender who commits a crime with full knowledge but claims he did not know should be punished because of this is crookedness. The first offense should be forgiven for all beings, but when they commit the second one, however slight, it should be punished. If a crime is committed unknowingly, it is said that this should be pardoned, but only after proper examination. Gentleness can vanquish gentleness, and gentleness can also vanquish harshness. There is nothing that gentleness cannot vanquish. Therefore, gentleness is the stronger of the two. But one should act after considering the time and the place, the strengths and the weaknesses. The wrong time and place can lead to failure. Therefore, one should wait for the right time and place. Sometimes an offender can be pardoned out of regard for the people. These have been described as the right times to forgive. At times other than these, it has been said that one should use one's energy. Draupadi said, O Lord of men, therefore I think that the time for displaying your energy has come. The avaricious sons of Dhritarashtra are always engaged in doing harm. This is not the time to exhibit forgiveness towards the Kurus. The time has come to show energy, and punishment must be displayed. The mild are always disregarded, but people are careful of those who are harsh. He who knows the right time to employ both of these is a true lord of the earth. Haribol.
Wow. So that was a very interesting talk there by
Mm.
Prahlad,
Yes,
wasn't it? It
very,
was just like, wow.
very good. That's
It's
pure
funny how,
dharma.
yeah, it is. It's again, it's little boy Prahlad suddenly catapulted to grandfather of Dharma. He's not all small little boy anymore. And it's interesting how, yeah, they're kind of, if you were a king, you would think, yeah, that sounds pretty sound judgment, really, really. And if everything's up to you and you have to be the ultimate authority, can you imagine that? That was part of the responsibility. I mean, they had a court and stuff, but things like punishments and judgments, it's quite heavy shit, isn't it? Phew. Do you know Tolstoy? Sorry, just a little bit on it, because Tolstoy gets a bit freaked out by the legal system, because according to the Bible, it's judge not, for thou will not be judged. So he makes a whole big thing that about judgment. If you're a real Christian, he was saying, how can you judge anybody? And anyway, but obviously, the holistic nature of Vedic Dharma is that somebody has to enforce and protect, because actually the goal is protection, but sometimes that entails enforcement. And if you haven't got the balls, then you shouldn't be there. You're not a kshatriya. It's all about, that's your dharma, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. So I'm going to carry on now. So we're in the Kairataparva of the Mahabharata, chapter 327, episode 30, page 351. Yudhisthira said, anger destroys men, and anger again leads to prosperity. O immensely intelligent one, know therefore that both well-being and ill-being find their source in anger. O beautiful one, he who always restrains his anger obtains prosperity. O beautiful one, but he who never controls his anger never obtains prosperity. The terrible anger contributes to his downfall. And it's been seen that anger is the root of destruction for all beings. Excuse me. How can someone like me indulge in anger when it brings about the destruction of the world? The angry man commits sin. The angry man may even murder his superiors. The angry man abuses his superiors with harsh words. When angered, one cannot distinguish between what should be said and what should not be said. There is nothing that such a person cannot do or say. From anger, one can kill someone who should not be killed, or honor someone who should be killed. An angry person can even send himself to Yama's abode. On realizing these faults, the learned ones have said that anger must be conquered if one wishes for supreme welfare in this world and the hereafter. The wise have controlled anger. O Draupadi, thinking about this, why should someone like me also not act accordingly? This is the reason my anger does not increase. One who does not retaliate in anger against someone who is angered saves himself and the other person from great fear. He is like a physician for both. A weak man may be oppressed by men who are stronger, but if he is angered in his folly, he brings about his own destruction. In the hereafter, there is no world for one who does not control one's own self and destroys one's own self. O Draupadi, it has therefore been said that those who are weak and should control their sorry, O Draupadi, it has therefore been said that those who are weak should control their anger. And though powerful, the wise one is not angered when oppressed. Having destroyed his oppressor, he finds delight in the next world. It is for this reason that wise men who have the knowledge, be they strong or weak, always forgive, even if they are in difficulties. O Krishna, the righteous always praise those who have controlled anger. That's Draupadi, Krishna. O Draupadi, the righteous always praise those who have controlled anger. The virtuous hold the view that victory comes to the forgiving and the good. Truth is superior to falsehood and gentleness to cruelty. For the sake of killing someone like Suryodhana, how can someone like me show the anger with its many faults that is shunned by the virtuous? It is certain that learned and far-sighted ones call someone controlled when he has no anger in him. If a person uses wisdom to check an anger that has arisen, those who know the truth call such a person powerful. O one with the beautiful hips. An angry one cannot see the course of action accurately. An angry man does not see his tasks or his limits. The angry one kills those who should not be killed. He exhibits harshness towards his superiors. Therefore, it is the duty of anyone with power to keep anger at a distance. For one overcome with anger, it is not easily possible to attain courtesy, tolerance, valor, swiftness, energy, and other qualities. By forsaking anger, a man can attain his true energy. O immensely wise one, be but it is extremely difficult for an angry one to exhibit his energy when the time is right. Those who have no learning always think that anger is the same as energy. Passion has been given to humankind for the destruction of the world. Therefore, a person who wishes to live appropriately must always forsake anger. It is certain that it is better to give up one's own dharma than fall prey to anger. It is all those who have no intelligence and limited senses who transgress this. O unblemished lady, how can someone like me do this? If men equal to the earth, if men equal to the earth and forgiveness did not exist, there would be no peace amongst men, but dissension caused by anger. If injured, if injured, one's return the injury, and those oppressed by seniors return the oppression, the outcome will be a destruction of all beings and the establishment of that which is not Dharma. O Krishna, O Draupadi, O one with the beautiful face, if every man who is abused immediately abuses back, if one who is injured returns violence with violence, if fathers oppress their sons and sons oppress their fathers, if husbands oppress their wives, wives oppress their husbands, there can be no birth in this world thus angered. Know that the birth of all beings is conditioned on conciliation. Wow. Woo. O Draupadi, all beings will be swiftly destroyed in such a world. Thus, anger leads to the destruction and non existence of all beings. It is because people as forgiving as the earth are seen in this world that beings keep getting born, and there is existence. O beautiful one, a man must be forgiving in all his difficulties. It has been said that the birth of all beings results from forgiveness. If a man is insulted and oppressed by a stronger person, but always pacifies his anger and controls his anger, he is said to be learned and supreme. Such a man has influence in the eternal worlds, but one who has little knowledge and falls prey to anger is destroyed in this world and the next. O Krishna Draupadi. The great-souled and forgiving Kashyapa sang this hymn in honor of those who are eternally forgiving. Forgiveness is Dharma, forgiveness is sacrifices, forgiveness is the Vedas, forgiveness is the sacred text. For he knows this is capable of forgiving everything. Forgiveness is the Brahman. Forgiveness is the truth. Forgiveness is the past and the future. Forgiveness is austerities. Forgiveness is purity. Forgiveness holds up the entire world. Forgiving ones attain the worlds of ascetic ones who know the Brahman and those who know about sacrifices. Forgiveness is the energy of the energetic. Forgiveness is the Brahman of the ascetics. Forgiveness is the truth of those who are truthful. Forgiveness is alms. Forgiveness is fame. O Krishna Draupadi, the Brahman, truth, sacrifices in the world are established in forgiveness. And how can someone like me give up something like that? Those who perform sacrifices enjoy the world, and those who forgive sacrifices, like the horse sacrifice, the Rajasuya, the lotus sacrifice, and the cow sacrifice, and offer large quantities. If I've read that right, I don't know, John. Sorry, I think I jumped. Yeah, sorry, I jumped. Those who perform sacrifices enjoy their worlds, and those who forgive enjoy other ones. A man who is wise must always forgive. Whoever forgives everything attains the Brahman. This world belongs to those who forgive. The next belongs to those who forgive. The next belongs to those who forgive. They are honored here and in the hereafter and attain the pure goal. Men who always overcome their wrath through forgiveness obtain the supreme worlds. Therefore, forgiveness is considered supreme. In praise of those who are forgiving, Kashyapa always chanted these verses, O Draupadi. Now that you have heard these verses about forgiveness, do not be angered. Our grandfather Shantanu's son always praises peace. The preceptor and Shatavidura also speak about peace. Kripa and Sanjaya also speak about peace. Somadatta, Yuyutsu, Drona's son, and our grandfather Vyas always speak about peace. Always urged by all of them towards peace, I think the king will return the kingdom. If he does not, he will face destruction. A terrible time has come about. It will lead to the destruction of the Maharatas. O beautiful one, I am certain that this has been decreed by destiny a long time ago and thereafter. Suryodhana is undeserving of forgiveness, and therefore he finds none. I deserve it, and therefore forgiveness has taken possession of me. Forgiveness and gentleness are eternal dharma and the conduct of those who have control over their own selves. Therefore, that is the way I will act. I think over to you, can I?
Okay.
Woo!
Thank you. 328. Draupadi said, I bow before Datta and Vidatta, who have confused you. You should follow the conduct of your father and grandfather, but your mind leads you in a different direction. A man never obtains prosperity in this world through dharma, gentleness, forgiveness, uprightness, and tenderness, O descendant of the Bharata lineage. Else, this miserable calamity would not have befallen you. Neither you nor your immensely energetic brothers deserve this, O descendant of the Bharata lineage. Then, and even now, they know that nothing is as loved by you as Dharma, which is more dear to you than even life. The Brahmins, the superiors, and even the gods know that your kingdom is for Dharma, and your life is also for Dharma. I think that you can give up Bhimasen, Arjuna, Madri's 2 sons, and me, but you will never forsake Dharma. I have heard from Aryas, signifying honored ones, that is, that a king protects Dharma, and Dharma in turn protects him. But I think it does not protect you, O tiger among men. Like a man is followed by his own shadow, you have always steadily followed Dharma. You have never disparaged your equals or your inferiors, not to speak of your superiors. Even after conquering the entire earth, your vanity did not increase. O Partha, you have always served the gods, the ancestors, and the Brahmins through svadhas, and other forms of worship. Svadhas and svahas are exclamations made when offering oblations to the gods, and the other is exclamations made when offering oblations to the ancestors. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, you have always satisfied Brahmanas, ascetics, those who desire salvation, and householders with every object that they desire. You have given forest dwellers iron vessels. In your house, there is nothing to be seen that cannot be given to Brahmanas. O king, every morning and every evening, at the end of the Vaishvadeva ritual, you give to guests and servants and survive on what remains. Sacrifices to obtain wishes, sacrifices with animals, sacrifices to gratify desires, sacrifices connected with cooking and other sacrificial tasks are always performed. Even in this great and deserted forest, populated by bandits, your recourse to Dharma has not diminished, even though you have been deprived of your kingdom. You have observed great sacrifices like the horse sacrifice, the Rajasuya, the lotus sacrifice, and the cow sacrifice, and offered large quantities of dakshina. O king, but after that, your intelligence was confounded, and you were vanquished in an unequal game of dice. You lost your kingdom, riches, weapons, brothers, and even me. You are upright, gentle, benevolent, humble, and truthful. How could this attachment to dice degrade your intelligence? On witnessing your great unhappiness and your misfortune, my mind is agitated and extremely bewildered. I will recount an ancient tale to show how all the worlds are under the control of the Supreme God. That's in reference to Ishvara. Even before the seed is released, the Lord Ishana, 194 footnote, Ishana is being used here for the Supreme God. Both Shiva and Vishnu are referred to as Ishana. The Lord Ishana determines in advance happiness and unhappiness, and pleasure and displeasure for all beings. O brave man, O king, these subjects are like wooden puppets, and he controls their bodies and limbs. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, covering all these beings like the sky, the Supreme God decides on all that is good and all that is evil. A bird tied to a string is not its own master. Like that, they are under the control of the Supreme God and are not their own master or anyone else's. Like a pearl on a string, like a bull with a rope through its nose, a man is under the control of the Creator, is part of him and is given to him. Like a tree that has fallen from the bank into the middle of a river, he is at no time under his control. Creatures are ignorant. Their happiness or unhappiness is not determined by themselves. They are sent by the supreme God to heaven or hell. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, all beings are under the control of the Creator, like the tips of straws are under the control of the strong wind. Yet again, the supreme God yokes himself to good deeds and evil ones. He pervades and roams in all beings, but is not noticed. This physical body is only the field. It is only the Creator's instrument, and the illustrious one uses it to perform deeds, good and evil. Look at the powers of Maya the supreme God exhibits. He confounds them with illusion and makes beings kill other beings. The sages who know the truth visualize this in a different way and alter their course, like the wind in the sky. But men think of it in a different way, and the Lord creates and alters them in a different way. O Yudhisthira, like wood is broken with wood, stone again with stone, iron with iron, and that which is insensate with that which has senses. Like that, the great-grandfather, the self-created one, the illustrious God is not detected, and kills beings with other beings. The Lord unites and disunites them as he desires. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. There's some noise in my house. The illustrious one plays with all beings like a child with his toys. O King, the Creator does not act towards beings like a father or a mother. Like an inferior person, he seems to be driven by rage. My thoughts are agitated when I see that those who are good, righteous, and modest suffer in their conduct, while evil ones are happy. O Partha, on witnessing your calamity and Suyodan's prosperity, I blame the Creator who tolerates such inequality. He confers prosperity on Dhritarashtra's cruel and avaricious son, who lowers Dharma and transgresses what the virtuous sacred texts say. What fruits does the Creator obtain from this? If a performed deed follows its performer and no one else, then the Supreme God has certainly been tainted by this evil deed. Or if the evil that is done does not taint the performer, then strength alone is the cause of everything, and I grieve for those who are weak. 329. Yudhisthira said, O Yagyaseni, we have heard the words that you have spoken. They are sweet, well crafted, and full of good expressions. But what you have said is atheism. O princess, I do not follow Dharma because of its fruits. I give what should be given. I sacrifice what should be sacrificed. O Krishna, O Draupadi, without bothering about whether there is fruit or not, and to the best of my abilities, I do what a man who is a householder is supposed to do. O one with the beautiful hips, I do not follow Dharma because of the fruits of Dharma, but because I do not want to transgress the traditional texts and wish to follow the conduct of the virtuous. O Krishna, my mind is naturally fixed on Dharma. He who wishes to milk Dharma does not obtain the fruits of Dharma, nor does the evil-minded atheist who, having performed a task, has doubts. Do not doubt Dharma, driven by pride or in an attempt to debate. A man who doubts Dharma is destined to be born as inferior species. Like Shudras have no access to the Vedas, weak-minded ones who are doubtful about Dharma and the ways of the rishis are barred from the undecaying and immortal worlds. O famous one, if one studies the Vedas, follows Dharma, and is born in a noble lineage, then kings who follow Dharma refer to him as old. That is wise in the footnote. Vile ones who transgress the text, the sacred texts, and have doubts about Dharma in their evil-mindedness are worse than even Shudras and thieves. With your own eyes, you have seen the immensely aesthetic rishi Markandeya, rendered immortal by Dharma. The one whose soul is immeasurable had come here. Vyasa, Vasishta, Maitreya, Narad, Lomash, Shuka, and other rishis, whose minds are virtuous, have obtained success through Dharma alone. You have yourself seen them possessing the powers of divine yoga, capable of every curse and boon, and superior to the gods themselves. They have always told me that Dharma alone is the task to be followed. They are like the immortals and clearly have knowledge of the traditional texts. O fortunate one, therefore, out of the confusion of passion or because your mind is agitated, you should not doubt the Creator or Dharma or censure them. He who doubts Dharma finds nothing else against which he can measure himself. He considers himself as the measure and proudly debases the superior. He thinks, like a child, that the world connected with pleasuring the senses alone is real and is deluded about everything else. There is no atonement for one who doubts Dharma. Despite all his reflections, there are no worlds for such a mean and evil one. The ignorant one, who does not acknowledge what has been proved, criticizes the meaning given to the Vedas and the sacred texts, and is addicted to desire and avarice, descends into hell. O fortunate one, but he who unquestioningly and with a steady mind follows the path of Dharma obtains eternity in the hereafter. O Krishna, he who transgresses the proof given by the rishis does not follow Dharma and transgresses all the sacred texts. That one doesn't obtain bliss in 100 births. O Krishna, do not doubt the Dharma followed by the righteous, which has been recounted by the ancient rishis who know everything and can see everything. O Draupadi, like a boat to a merchant who wishes to cross to the other shore of an ocean, Dharma is the only boat that takes one to heaven, and there is nothing else. O unblemished one, if the Dharma followed by those who observe Dharma had no fruit, then this entire universe would have been immersed in darkness and would not have been established. No one would have progressed towards salvation. Everyone would have lived the life of animals. There would only have been restraints, and nothing would have been earned or gained. If austerities, brahmacharya, sacrifices, studying, generosity, and honesty did not have their fruits, then the ancient ones and those who came before them would not have observed these. If these deeds did not have fruits, there would have been extreme confusion. Why do rishis, gods, Gandharvas, Asuras, Rakshasas, and all the other powerful lords follow Dharma so assiduously? It is because they know that the Creator will give the supreme fruits to those who follow Dharma. O Krishna, this is eternal Dharma. This Dharma bears fruits. It has never been said that Dharma has no fruits. It can be seen that learning and austerities also bear fruit. O Krishna, that is also the case with you. Remember the circumstances of your birth, as you have heard them. You also know how the powerful Dristya Dyumna was born. O one with the sweet smiles, this is sufficient proof. Knowing that deeds have fruits, the wise one is content with only a little. But ignorant and stupid ones are not satisfied with even a lot. But after death, Dharma gives them no happiness or deeds. O passionate one, the fruits of deeds, both good and evil, and their origins and ends are mysteries to even the gods. No one knows them. Beings are in darkness about them. They are protected by the gods, and the maya of the gods is deep. Brahmanas, who are lean of form, righteous in their vows, and are austere, and having burnt down their sins are of a serene mind. They can see them. Not being able to see the fruit, one should not doubt Dharma or the gods. Without distractions and envy, one should perform sacrifices and donations. Deeds have their fruits. That is the eternal Dharma. This is what Brahma told his sons, and it was known by Rishi Kashyapa. O Krishna, therefore, let your doubt be destroyed like the mist. Deciding that this is the way it is, give up your atheism. Do not speak ill of the Supreme God, who is the preserver of all beings. Learn about him, worship him. Do not have the kind of thoughts you have had. O Krishna, it is through the grace of the Supreme God that faithful mortals can tread the path of the immortals. Do not disregard him in any way.
Right. Oh, wow. That was fantastic. Braja or Tarini, or do you want to take over? There's no response from them, or Dina.
Let's just give them 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Haribol. I
Okay.
need a bit longer. I'm still busy right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm listening though.
Okay, TK. Okay, well, Dinanath, would you like to read, or can you read? Or Madan, do you want to go back again? Or Ram? Ram Nrsimha
Yeah,
doesn't
I think
hesitate.
I would like to stop reading at this point, so
You
someone
stop-
else should take
Yeah.
over.
Madan, why don't you take over?
I have a question before we move on. Is that possible, or are we not taking questions?
Yeah.
So, Draupadi is being addressed as Krishna here,
Yes.
or
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah? Okay, great. Because the pronunciation, I was a little confused.
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
joined in late, so I missed a bit. So sorry,
Welcome,
apologies.
Abhiram. Lovely to have you here in the Sangha. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Dandavat Pranam. Thank you all for having me.
Okay.
So I
Lovely.
carry on then. With
And Ram
3-3.
Nrsimha over there.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's muted. He's muted, so we can't hear him at the moment. That's okay. Well, this is just a little. We're having a kind of. This is the relay race. The baton is being passed over to Panditji, to Madan Mohan, and he's
Madan
going to go.
Mohanji, I also have a request to Madan Mohanji. If you could slow down the pace of your reading, because at least I myself, humbly request, because the level of English, the quality of English is so high that I need to focus.
Okay. I'll try and do that.
and
Very good.
therefore, I mean, for you, it's probably it's pretty colloquial for yourself, but for me, it's quite high level. Therefore, if you could read a little bit slower, that would be much
Yeah, that's
appreciated.
very
Thank you.
good. I never mind being asked to slow down.
Yeah, me too. Me too as well. It's not. I can. It is because it's so much compressed. You really do. It's a bit like playing music in Vilambit. It's like you just need to go, okay, let's go into the chill zone and let's absorb.
Okay.
Okay, over to you, Madanji.
Okay, so Draupadi is called Krishna. So it's just a long A, but we often don't bother. Everybody knows now, after this amount of time, that Krishna is probably the most often used name for Draupadi throughout the text, as well as Yagyaseni and obviously Draupadi. So, chapter 330 of the Mahabharata, episode 33 of the Kairata Parva. Draupadi said, O Partha, I have not insulted or censured Dharma in any way. Why should I censure the supreme God, the Lord of all beings? O descendant of the Bharata lineage, know me as one who is incoherent with grief. Listen to me with a calm mind, as I lament a lot more. O destroyer of enemies, whatever is born must certainly perform tasks. Not even inferior ones, but only the immobile can live without acting. O Yudhisthira, from the time one suckles at the breast to the time one is supine before death, all mobile beings act according to their nature. O bull among the Bharata lineage, among mobile beings in particular, men wish to perform deeds that ensure conduct in this life and the next. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, all beings know about ascent. Footnote: the idea of ascent doesn't become very clear. It probably refers to ascent to a higher form of life after rebirth. End of footnote. The world is witness to the fact that they directly reap the fruits of their actions. I can see myself that all beings live in accordance with this ascent, even the Creator and the Preserver, like a crane in the water. You should do your own task without becoming fatigued. You should be armed through your deeds. He who knows his own task is one in 1,000, if not rarer. Therefore, one should act to protect and to extend what one has. If it is eaten up without a new crop, it dwindles like the Himalayas. All subjects would have been destroyed had they not performed their tasks. Do we ever see people act without their acts leading to fruits? We do not know of anyone in this world who makes a living without action. In this world, those who believe in destiny and those who believe in chance are both wrong. What is praised as intelligence based on is intelligence based on action. He who is happily asleep and believing in destiny makes no effort. That evil-minded one soon sinks like a pot in the water. This is also true of the one who believes in chance and, though capable of action, fails to act. His seat is not permanent, and he lives like a weak one, without a protector. If a man unexpectedly obtains something, and it is thought that it has been obtained by chance, his efforts have not been successful. O Partha, if a man obtains something and describes it as destiny, then he certainly decides that it was divine decree and nothing but fate. The fruit that a man obtains through his own acts is directly seen through the eyes and is regarded as manliness. One who is naturally active obtains results without any obvious reason. O supreme among men, know that this fruit is only natural. Whatever is thus obtained by a man through chance, divine destiny, and as the natural outcome of deeds, is the fruit of man's earlier deeds. According to the deeds men have earlier done, the Preserver and the Supreme God distribute them and their fruits in their respective tasks. Whatever task a man performs, good or bad, know that this has been decided by the Preserver in accordance with the fruits of the earlier deeds. This body is only an instrument of the Preserver to undertake acts and take actions. Under his control, one helplessly acts accordingly. O Kaunteya, it is the great Lord who appoints us to this task or to that one, and all beings are made to act, though they are themselves inert. Having fixed the objective in one's mind, one subsequently undertakes the task. A man who himself uses his intelligence first is therefore the cause, because of his resolution. O bull among men, it is not possible to count the number of deeds. Man is the reason behind the success of houses and towns. There is oil in sesame seeds. There is milk in cows. Finally, there is fire in wood. Using one's intelligence, one should cleverly understand the means for attaining success. Thereafter, one undertakes action, after ascertaining the reasons for success. It is on the success of their deeds that beings survive. An act that is well performed by a skilled actor is certainly different from another act that is felt to have been performed by one who is not skilled. Had man not been the reason behind the success of acts, there would have been no oblations and sacrifices, no discipline, no disciples or preceptors. It is because a man is himself the actor that he is praised for the success of his deeds and blamed in the case of failure. How can one's deeds be destroyed? Some say that everything is the outcome of chance, others that everything is the outcome of destiny. There are those who think it results from a man's efforts. Others say that reason is threefold. Others hold that it is not enough to think of the task alone. Everything is invisible, be it chance or destiny. It is seen that results are the outcome of chance or destiny. Some of it is chance, some of it is destiny, some of it is the outcome of one's own deeds. This is how a man obtains the fruits. There is no fourth reason. Learned and skilled ones who know say this. But even then, the preserver, who is the one who gives desirable and undesirable fruits to all beings. Had that not been the case, no beings would have been miserable. A man would have performed the act that would bring him his desired results. Had earlier acts not existed, his deeds would have led to success. Those men who do not see these three doors to success and failure are unskillful, like their own worlds. Tasks must always be performed. This is what Manu had decided. A man who does not act is always defeated. O Yudhishthira, if a man acts, he is usually successful. Those who are lazy rarely attain success. If there is a reason for failure, propitiation is indicated. O Indra among kings, but if the act is undertaken, one is freed from one's debts. Misfortune characterizes the lazy man who sleeps, but a skilled one one certainly obtains the fruits and attains prosperity. Intelligent men committed to acting never have doubts and are successful, but they do not seek to free from doubt those who doubt and are unsuccessful. We have now been overtaken by misfortune. However, if you engage in action, there is no doubt that this misfortune will be removed. Even if you are unsuccessful, you will have the pride, and this is also true of Vrikodara, Bibhatsu, and the twin brothers. The tasks of others have obtained success, and ours might also be. Without undertaking the task first, how can one know what the outcome will be? Having cleaved the earth with his plough and sown the seed, the farmer waits silently for the rains to be the cause. However, if the rains do not favour him, the farmer is not to be blamed. He knows he has done everything that any other man could have. Even if we do not obtain the fruits of success, the slightest bit of blame will not attach to us. The intelligent one keeps this in mind and does not blame himself. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, even if the objective is not attained, though one has acted, there is no reason to despair, because there are two other reasons too. There is success and there is failure, but lack of inclination is a different thing altogether. Success in a task is the united outcome of many factors. If the required attributes are deficient, the fruit may be incomplete or non-existent, or one without decay. But if the task is not begun, neither fruit nor attributes can be seen. According to his strength and power, the intelligent one brings together time, place, means, and auspicious rites for prosperity. Those who are not deluded must act. Valor will be the instructor. Among the qualities required for action, valor is the most important. If an intelligent person sees one who is superior in many qualities, he should employ conciliation and other kinds of tasks. O Yudhishthira, he should wish for his misery and destruction. This is true of this is true. Sorry. This is true of oceans and mountains, not to speak of mortal men. By looking for the weaknesses in an enemy, a man satisfies a debt to himself as well as to the enemy. A man should never think ill of himself. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, prosperity does not come to one who thinks of himself as having become overpowered. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, this is the foundation for the success of the world. It is said that the reasons for success are many and depend on the time and place. In earlier times, a learned Brahmana was lodged in my father's house. O bull among the Bharata lineage, he told all this, first propounded by Brihaspati to my father. He also taught all this to my brothers. I overheard this conversation at home. O King Yudhishthira, he explained this to me comfortingly when I would arrive on some task, or when I was serving, or when I was seated on my father's lap.
It's so brilliant. I mean, what was that bit earlier? It was just like, oh God. Misfortune characterizes the lazy man who sleeps. But a skilled man certainly obtains the fruits and attains prosperity. Intelligent men committed to acting never have doubts and are successful. And it's just, it's like it could be a part of a modern motivation talk, you know what I mean? You could just completely plagiarize the Mahabharata and you've got this kind of like, go for it, dudes. What was that one? Oh, I don't know. There was just something that I just looked at it was just like absolutely brilliant. I mean, you can just carry on. Have you got energy? Are you tired? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I can carry on
Okay.
while we wait for Brother to be ready.
Yeah,
He'll come down. When he comes down, comes in,
okay.
then I'll put him in front of the camera, and then we'll know that he's next.
You'll put him in front.
Yes. So, chapter 331 of the Mahabharata.
Okay.
Chapter 34 of the Kairata Parva. Vaishampayana said, having heard these words of Yagyaseni, the intolerant Bhimasena went to the king. He sighed angrily and told him, for the sake of kingship, tread along the road of Dharma, one used by righteous ones. Deprived of Dharma, Artha, and Kama, what do you gain by living in this hermitage of ascetics? Duryodhana did not rob the kingdom through Dharma, honesty, or energy, but through deceitful gambling with dice. Our kingdom was stolen away by a weak, scavenging jackal, as the way a weak, scavenging jackal steals a piece of meat from stronger lions. O king, why have you abandoned Artha, which is the source of Dharma and Kama, tormenting yourself in this wilderness in some trifling pursuit of Dharma, protected by the wielder of Gandiva? Arjuna, our kingdom could not have been robbed by Shakra, but because of our obedience to you, it was stolen in front of our eyes. While we were still alive, our riches were taken away from us because of you, like bilva fruit or cattle from those who are crippled. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, you are always firm in desiring Dharma, but it is because we sought to do what is pleasing to you that we now face this great calamity. O bull among the Bharata lineage, it was because ourselves were under your control that we are now ploughing our friends and providing delight to our enemies. It was our stupidity that we did not kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, but because we followed your commands, that evil deed is now tormenting us. O king, look at you, living in a home meant for animals. This is the act of a coward, not one served by the strong. This is not approved by Krishna, footnote Draupadi, or Bibhatsu, or Abhimanyu, or Srinjaya, or I myself, or the two sons of Madri. Because you are Dharma, you always oppress yourself by your vow towards Dharma. O king, but isn't it possible that despair has condemned you to the life of an impotent?
Ooh.
It is only cowards who are incapable of winning back their prosperity. They love despair, which bears no fruit and destroys everything. You have strength and sight. You can see your manliness, O king, but because you have resorted to gentleness, you do not feel our distress. While
Wow.
we have always been forgiving, the sons of Dhritarashtra regard us as incapable. This causes more grief than death in battle. If all of us were to die in battle in a straight fight and without turning back, that would have been better, because we would have obtained worlds after death. O bull among the Bharata lineage, and if we killed them all and obtained back the entire earth, that would also be superior. If we are always devoted to our tasks and established in our own Dharma, if we wish to obtain great fame, if we wish to repulse the enmity, then the signs are that for our own sake we should embark on war. Our kingdom has been stolen by others. We will be praised and not censured. O king, Dharma that causes affliction to our friends and our own selves is vice. It is not Dharma, it is bad Dharma. A man who always resorts to Dharma follows weak Dharma. Dharma and Artha desert him. Like happiness and unhappiness leave a man who is dead. One who suffers Dharma's afflictions for the sake of Dharma alone is not learned. He does not know the true purpose of Dharma, like a blind one does not know the rays of the sun. He who thinks that Artha exists only for the sake of Artha does not know about Artha. He is like a servant tending to cattle in the forest. He who, he who excessively pursues Artha and doesn't pay attention to the other two goals deserves to be censured like the killer of a Brahmana and should be killed by all beings. That way, he who always pursues karma and ignores the other two goals of dharma and artha is certain to be robbed of his friends and will be weak in dharma and artha. He is certain to be killed at the end of the karma, like a fish that roams with pleasure until the pond dries up. It is for this reason that the learned are never confused about dharma and artha. They are required for karma, like kindling for a fire. Dharma is the root of all artha, and dharma is united with artha. Know that the two are rooted in each other, like the ocean and the clouds. One feels a sensation of pleasure when one touches objects that have artha. This karma is a state of the mind and has no physical existence. O king, a man who pursues artha should also strive for great dharma. He who strives for karma also seeks artha because from karma one obtains nothing else. Karma yields no fruit other than desire once that fruit is used up. The learned regard it as ashes from wood. O king, just as a seller of meat kills small birds, in that way it is the nature of that which is not dharma to kill beings. One who does not perceive the nature of dharma because of desire and avarice deserves to be killed by all beings. He remains evil-minded here and in the hereafter. O king, it is known to you that artha is derived from the possession of objects. You also know about its nature and its various transformations. Its loss or destruction at the time of old age and death is regarded as a calamity. That affliction has now overtaken us. The five senses, the mind, and the heart find pleasure when there is attachment to objects. In my view, that is the supreme fruit of one's deeds. Thus, dharma, artha, and karma should be considered separately. A man should not be exclusively addicted to dharma, or to artha, or to karma. All of them must always be served. The sacred texts decree that dharma must be followed in the first, artha in the middle, and karma in the last. The sacred texts decree that, in due order and according to age, karma must be observed in the first, artha in the second, and dharma in the last. Footnote. Karma in the first part of one's life, artha in the subsequent stage, and dharma at the end. O supreme, end of footnote. O supreme among eloquent ones, learned ones who know the nature of time apportion their time in due order, serving all of dharma, artha, and karma. O king, O descendant of the Kuru lineage, whether freedom from these or obtaining them is the superior goal for those who seek to obtain happiness is a question that you should reflect on. With every means at your disposal, O king, you should then swiftly act on obtaining either the former or the latter. He who lives a life of vacillation between the two is immersed in a miserable state. You know dharma and you have always practiced it. On knowing this, your well-wishers are urging you to act. O king, donations, sacrifices, honesty, worship, retention of the Vedas, and uprightness, these represent powerful and supreme Dharma here and in the hereafter, O king. But one who is distressed and destitute cannot serve these. O tiger among men, this holds even if one has all the qualities. O king, the universe is based on Dharma, and there is nothing that is above Dharma. O king, but Dharma can only be served through great wealth. O king, such wealth can never be obtained through begging or through impotence, but can always be obtained by one whose intelligence is based on Dharma. O bull among men, begging brings success to Brahmanas, but that has been forbidden to you. Therefore, seek to obtain the artha that you desire by exercising your energy. Begging is not recommended for the life of a Vaishya or a Sudra. In the heart of Kshatriyas, the special dharma is that of strength. The wise and the learned say that nobility is dharma. Therefore, strive for nobility and do not stop short of it. O Indra among kings, you know the eternal dharma. Awake! You have been born to perform cruel deeds, those that other men suffer from. The fruits that you obtain by nurturing your subjects can never be condemned. O king, this is the eternal dharma that the preserver has determined for you. O Partha, if you deviate from this, you will provide cause for laughter to the world. Men do not praise deviation from one's own dharma. O Kaunteya, make your mind that of a Kshatriya. I'll let you take over.
No, you.
Forsake this lassitude of mind. Rely on valor. Bear the weight like a beast of burden. O king, no one has won the world with only dharma in his soul. No king has won prosperity and fortune in this way. One can obtain a kingdom by deceiving inferior ones who have avarice in their hearts with a sweet tongue, like one with a spear obtains food. O bull among the Pandavas, the Asuras were the elder brothers and were prosperous in every way. Footnote. The Asuras, specifically the Daityas, are the offspring of Diti. The gods, specifically the Adityas, are the offspring of Aditi. Both Diti and Aditi were married to Kashyapa. End of footnote. But the gods conquered them through deceit. O Lord of the earth, I've got something in my throat. You want to take over now? Okay. So Braja's going to take over now.
Brilliant. That was great. Wow.
See where it says 219?
Okay.
From there.
राधे राधे भैया कहाला
Take it. But the gods conquered them through deceit, O Lord of the earth, O mighty armed one. Knowing that everything belongs to those with strength, win over the enemies by resorting to deceit. There is no archer who is equal to Arjuna in battle. There is no man who is equal in wielding the club. O king, a strong one engages in battle on the basis of strength, not on the basis of greater numbers or greater enterprise. O Pandava, therefore, resort to your prowess. Prowess is the source of artha. Nothing else is the source. It is not useless like the shade of a tree during the winter. O Kaunteya, if one desires great artha, one should give up some artha, like seeds sown on the ground. There is no doubt about this. When the gain of artha is equal to the expenditure made of artha, or smaller than it, expenditure is not the indicated task. That would be like scratching an ass. O Indra among men, in that way, a man who gives up a little bit of dharma for the sake of obtaining greater dharma is certainly considered to be wise. If an enemy possesses friends, learned ones make them their friends. Then, when the enemy is weakened because his friends have left him, they overcome him. O king, those who are strong embark on a battle on the basis of prowess, not only enterprise or sweet words. That is how all the subjects are made one's own. By uniting together, weak ones can kill a stronger enemy, like bees kill someone trying to steal the honey. O king, the sun sustains and destroys all beings with its rays. Be like the sun. O king, just as it was observed by our grandfathers, we have heard the ancient account about the observance of austerities, so as to protect the earth in accordance with ordinances. On witnessing your affliction, the world has decided that the sun may lose its light and the moon its beauty. O king, separately and collectively, when assemblies gather together in conversation, they praise you and censure the other. Duryodhana. O king, over and above this, when Brahmanas and the Kurus assemble, they happily talk about your adherence to the truth. They say that you have never uttered a falsehood because of delusion, meanness, greed, fear, desire, or wish for prosperity. If a king acquires demerits in an attempt to win the earth, all of that can later be encountered through sacrifices and offerings of large quantities of dakshina. O king, just as the moon emerges from darkness, he is freed from all his sins by giving villages and thousands of cows to Brahmanas. O descendant of the Kuru lineage, O Yudhishthira, all the citizens and residents of the countryside, both young and old, often praise you. The kingdom vested in Duryodhana is like a dog's skin touched by milk. The Brahman is the Brahman in a Shudra, truth in a robber, and strength in a woman. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, these are the words that have been uttered in the world since ancient times. Even women and children say it, as if it was part of studying. Therefore, mount the chariot that is stoked with all the implements. Let the best of Brahmanas pronounce benedictions over you, so that your supreme objective is successful. Sorry. Set out instantly and today itself for Gajasavya, Hastinapur, surrounded by your brothers who are skilled in the use of weapons and wield firm bows, and whose valor is like that of venomous serpents. You will be like the killer of Ritra, surrounded by the Maruts, that is Indra. Use your energy to destroy the weak enemies, like the destroyer of the Asuras. O Kanteya, O immensely strong one, rob the sons of Dhritarashtra of their prosperity. No man on earth can withstand the touch of arrows when they are unleashed from Gandiva. Shafted in feathers of vultures, they are like virulent serpents. O descendant of the Bharata lineage, when I am enraged in battle, no warrior, no elephant, and no noble steed can withstand the force of my club. O Kanteya, with the help of the Srinjayas, that is the Panchalas, or the Vrishnis, the Kekayas, and the bulls among the Vrishnis, how can we not win back our kingdom in battle? 332. Yudhishthira said, O descendant of the Bharata lineage, there is no doubt that all this is true. Your sharp words pierce me like barbs and weaken me, but I cannot blame you. My wrong course of action has brought this adversity and misery on us. I took up the dice with a desire to take away the sovereignty and kingdom of Dhritarashtra's son. It was thus that Subala's son, the skillful and deceitful gambler, played with me for Suryodhana's sake. O Bhimsen, Shakuni, the dweller of the mountains, is knowledgeable in great Maya. He hurled out the dice in the middle of the Sabha. He used Maya against me, who did not know any Maya. It is then that I saw the deceit. I saw that the dice would always follow the wishes of Shakuni and favor him in odds and evens. I was capable of restraining my mind then, but anger robs a man of his patience. O son, the self cannot be controlled when it is overcome by manliness, pride, and valor. O Bhimsen, I do not take umbrage at what you have said. I think that this was destined to be. O Bhimsen, the king, who is Dhritarashtra's son, wished to rob us of our kingdom and inflict misery on us. Slavery was inflicted on us, and it was Draupadi who became our only refuge. Both you and Dhananjaya know what Dhritarashtra's son told us when we were summoned to the Sabha, yet again to gamble with dice. In front of all the Bharatas, he told us what one throw of the dice would entail. He said, O prince, O Ajatashatru, without being concealed, you will have to live in the forest of your choice for 12 years. After that, you and your brothers will have to live for another year in concealment and without being detected. O father, O Partha,
Tata.
O Partha. But when you are roaming thus, if the spies of the Bharatas hear of you or detect you, you will again have to spend a similar period in that fashion. Knowing this, you must give your certain promise, O king, O descendant of the Bharata lineage. If you are not found out during that period and manage to confound my spies, I promise in this assembly of Kurus that you will have the 5 rivers back. If we are defeated by you, all my brothers and I will give up our comforts for a similar period and live accordingly. This is what the king said earlier in the midst of the Kurus, and I gave my promise. That abominable game of dice then began there. All of us were defeated and exiled. We are thus roaming around in these regions, in these difficult forests that are in the form of a calamity. Even then, Suryodhana did not wish for peace. He fell prey to even greater rage. He encouraged all the Kurus and all those who were under his control, having entered into an agreement before righteous ones, who would wish to break it for the sake of a kingdom. As an Arya, I think that transgression of Dharma is worse than death, and even for the sake of ruling the earth. You could have performed a brave deed then. You grasped your club at the time of the gamble. Had Falgula not restrained you, you would have burnt my arms. O Bhima, that would not have been a misdeed then. Since you are aware of your manliness, why did you not speak up then and perform the deed at its appointed time? You have found the time now, when it is too late. When the time has passed, what is the point of censuring me? O Bhimsen, but I suffered from misery even more when I saw Yagyasini oppressed, and thought we saw it, we restrained, and though we saw it, we restrained ourselves. O Bhima, that was like drinking a poisonous juice. O brave one among the Bharata lineage, we cannot do anything now. We made an agreement in the midst of the Kuru warriors. We must wait for the time until our happiness dawns again. Like those who sow seeds, wait for the fruit. If someone has been vanquished through deceit earlier and knows that the enmity will bear flowers and fruit, such a brave one truly lives in the world of the living and obtains many qualities through his manliness. He obtains all the prosperity in this world. I think that his enemies bow down before him. His friends gather around and worship him and live off him, like the gods of Indra. Know that the promise I made will be true. I think Dharma is superior to immorality and life. The kingdom, sons, fame, wealth, all of these are worth only a small fragment of the truth. Should I stop here then?
Carry on, man.
Carry on for one more? 333. Bhimsen said, O great king, you have made an agreement with time, the arrow that brings an end to everything. It has no end, it is without measure, and it is like a current that carries everything away. I think that it follows the dharma of foam and the dharma of fruit. You are immortal, and you are tied down by time. How can you think that time is directly before you? O Konteya, like coryllium becomes less every time it is picked with a blade of grass, one's life becomes less in an instant. Why should it wait? Only one whose life has no end, or one who knows the measure of one's life, can wait for time, since one can then see everything clearly. O king, if we wait for time and for 13 years, our lives will be shortened and we will be nearer death. The bodies of those who have bodies are always overtaken by death. Therefore, we should work towards obtaining the kingdom before death. One who should extend the earth but does not avenge enmity fails to achieve fame and remains incomplete, like a useless cow. If a man does not avenge enmity because he has little strength and enterprise, I think that his birth has been useless and that he has been born in an inferior lineage. O Lord of the earth, your arms will be laden with gold. You will attain fame. Use the strength of your arms to kill those who hate you in battle and enjoy the riches. O King, O destroyer of enemies, if a man goes to hell after killing a deceitful person, that instantly becomes like a heaven to him. The torment born from anger burns more than fire. I am tormented by it and cannot sleep during the day or at night. Partha Bibatsu is foremost among those who draw the string of the bow. He is now supremely tormented like a lion in its den, like a giant elephant. He is suppressing the great heat that arises inside him. Though unaided, he can take on all the archers in the world. So as to please you, Nakula Sahadev and the aged mother who has given birth to warriors are seated, benumbed and dumb. All our relatives together with the Srinjayas wish you well, but I and Prativindya's mother, Draupadi, are greatly tormented and speak to you, though what I am saying will be agreeable to them too. All of them have attained great grief, and all of them will welcome war. O king, no calamity can be greater than this. Mean and weaker ones have stolen our kingdom and are now enjoying it. O scorcher of enemies, you are bearing this misery so that your conduct is not tainted out of tenderness and gentleness. But no one will praise you for this. Your gentleness is like that of a Brahmana. How have you been born as a Kshatriya? Those who are born in that womb are usually cruel-minded. You have heard about the dharma of kings, as recounted by Manu. They are cruel, characterized by deceit, and are against pacification. O tiger among men, there is work to be done. Why are you behaving like a crippled one? You have intelligence, valor, knowledge, and birth. O Konteya, you wish to conceal us, like hiding the Himalaya mountains in a handful of grass. You are famous throughout the earth. You will not be able to live secretly, undetected. O Partha, the sun cannot pass undetected in the sky. How can Jishnu remain unrecognized? He is like a giant shala tree, like a palasha tree with branches and flowers. He is like a white elephant. O Partha, how will these two young brothers who are like lions, Nakula and Sahadev, remain hidden? The princess Draupadi is the mother of brave ones and the performer of sacred deeds. O Partha, Krishna is famous. How will she remain unrecognized? O king, all the subjects know me, even the children. I see myself as unrecognized as Mount Meru. Besides, we have exiled many kings and the sons of kings from their kingdoms, and they will now follow Dhritarashtra. Deprived and exiled by us, they will not have pacific feelings towards us. They will certainly try to injure us, so as to cause him pleasure. They will employ many spies against us. There will be a great danger that they will detect us and inform against us. We have already lived in this forest for 13 months. Regard that as equal to that number of years. The learned ones have said that a month can substitute for a year, like putika, a kind of herb, is a substitute for soma. Putika is a substitute for soma. Nice to know. Act accordingly. O king, you can also free yourself from this single sin by satisfying with sacred food a bull that pulls a sacred burden. O king, therefore, make up your mind to kill your enemies. For Kshatriyas, there is no dharma other than that of fighting. Maturaji?
What page are we on? Sorry, I've lost the page.
375. Should we stop here?
Yeah,
It's
I think we should stop here. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to come off. I just have been having a snack. Okay. Yeah, that was fantastic. Wow. I think that, yeah,
Right? That conversation